Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful to connect with you. Wonderful to say hi, hello. How do you do? What is happening? What's going on with you? Blessings, 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 and more blessings. I speak unto you. For those who will be live, yes, 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 yes. For those who will hashtag it and replay it, I love it. For those who will be on and I don't know you're on and I might not never know you're on, I could appreciate that. And then for those who will be used by Papa at some point down the road to encourage this girl, let's make it do what it do. All right? Let's make it do what it do. So we've been talking this week about the notion of showing up, responding when things don't work out as you planned them to. When things just don't work out, when another version of a situation that you anticipated occurs, another version. Like you have your own version with the internet. Wait a minute, I ain't used to that happening. Interesting. So what happens with when another version shows up? Can you go with the flow? Or are you the kicking and screaming type? Are you the demanding that something be a particular way type? Can you um, lean into be present like this? Hey, Brian. Good morning, sis. Good morning, sis. Good morning. I might have to switch. Good morning. Love you. Yeah. So, what does it take for you to keep it moving, to keep it going, to continue to show up when something doesn't work out as you expected it to, when it just doesn't go the way that you thought it should go? Well, I have a real live example. This has never happened to me, but I got the message. I got the message. Yesterday I had a presentation. No, I had a kind of a workshop service to facilitate. And of course, I did my due diligence. I had my manuscript, if you will. It was detailed. Like there was some exercises in it. There was, you know, um, multiple scriptures and um, there was instruction and all kinds of things, right? It wasn't just straightforward. And it wasn't about self love. So I get there, I have my little, I have my, I have post-its and my my boards and all the things. And I get there not as early as I originally was going to get there. Good morning, cousin. Good morning. I love you. All is well. I get there in plenty enough time, right? About 15 minutes early. I like to get there maybe 30 minutes early, but about 15 minutes. So we good. And the last thing I do, I said everything. The last thing I do is pull up my manuscript on my iPad because I saved it to my notes from my computer. I saved it on my notes on my computer. I pulled it up on my iPad before I left, and I made some adjustments of it on it. I made some adjustments with the Good Morning Virginia from Virginia with the size of the font because it can't be too small on my iPad, then I'm working too hard to see it, right? Good morning, Ray Price. Thank you for your prayers. It wasn't there. And normally I always take my computer with me if I'm doing something. But I wasn't going to use my computer. I had my iPad, I had my phone. I put it on notes. Notes go in the cloud. Notes follow you everywhere. It wasn't there at all. Not one dot or tittle, as they say, was there. Oh my. Not one piece of the information was there. And I was like, it's got to be there. I looked at it, I saw it. But when things don't go as you planned, things don't work out. So the title for today is Relaxing When Things Don't Work Out. The interesting thing is the whole process of preparing for this was different for me. I had a different feeling, a more aloof feeling than I normally would have. And I wasn't sure why. I kept processing that. And I wasn't sure why. It was aloof about the manuscript. And so once I get there and it's gone, there's no way it should have been gone. Like, I'm like, how is that? I'm like, okay, Papa, clearly you want me to do something different. Clearly. You wanted to go different than if I'd had a manuscript, it would have went a particular way. So I had printed off it. There was an exercise I wanted to do. I had printed that off out of the manuscript. And then I had access to some of the information in another way, but not the refined presentation that I would have, right? Not the refined presentation that I would have had. So, anywho, it didn't work out the way that I thought it was supposed to, but I certainly relaxed. My initial thought was, I need to run back home and get my computer. I knew my mind said, do you want to get the computer? And I was like, no, I don't need it. I always take my computer for backup. Always. And I usually always print off a manuscript. I usually have my computer and print the manuscript off just in case something happens with technology, because it can. Like I always do. And it's probably in my notes or somewhere where I'm going to do it from an iPad or a phone or something. I didn't print it off. I didn't bring my computer. I put it in my notes and it wasn't in my notes. And so it ended up being amazing. Papa showed up and did the work that he wanted done, not the work that Kathy thought she was going to do. And it was still aligned, similar, but different. So it was really, I don't know, perhaps I would have been so fixated on my manuscript that I wouldn't have left room for the Holy Spirit to move. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that was about. And good morning, Erica. Love you, honey. But, and I'm still going to process it. I still need to process what happened. Because that was just last night. Now, Papa showed up. Papa did what Papa does. I'm grateful for Papa. And I'm grateful, like, that's my element. Give me something to create learning experiences. I love creating learning experiences, right? Give me that all day and all night, and we are good, right? Creating learning experiences. So, yes, 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 and yes. What did I want to say? So relaxing when things don't work out. Relaxing. Relaxing when they don't work out as you had planned. And this is the thing. If they don't work out as you was planned, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't work out. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not working out, because last night absolutely worked out. It just didn't work out as I planned. But it absolutely did work out, just not as I had planned. Do you know? Just not as I had planned, but it worked. It definitely worked out, and I am grateful for it. I am grateful for it working out. I am grateful for, yeah. Pardon my distraction. That was a squirrel move. I thought about something and then I caught my attention. So yeah. So what do you do, beloved? What do you do? What will it take for you to relax? To relax when things don't work out as you want them to or think they're supposed to? What will it take for you to relax? What will it take for you to let it go? What will it take for you? Oh, yes, you are. That vision board you created is amazing. That is truly therapeutic to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not the vision board though. I took it down. I took the vision board down. But it's something else I'm getting ready to put over there. And I was that popped in my mind of what I was what I'm gonna put over there. And yeah, it popped in my mind. And I was trying to figure, I was thinking in my mind, well, what's the best place for it? Should it go on that wall? Should it go on that wall? All while I'm talking. That was a squirrel move. Oh man, that was funny. Funny to me. It's funny to me. But yeah, so relax, beloved. If you, first of all, in a situation like that, you have to have already done your homework. So the reason I was still able to show up is because I knew the material. It wasn't self-love, so any kind of self-love material would have been easy and simple. This was a different material, but it's still a learning experience. I love creating learning experiences. I do. I really do. I have an opportunity this weekend. So I had, it's funny. I need to track all these things, right? Because I'm grateful. I had last Friday, I had an event last Friday. I had this opportunity this Wednesday, have an opportunity this weekend to show up in a teaching and learning experience. Yay! Look, if y'all don't know, I don't have 5 degrees for no reason. This girl love learning. I love teaching. I love the whole teaching and learning experience. For real. If I could just be in an academic environment every day, all day, and that's all I did with my life, teaching and learning and teaching, y'all have to come visit me at the university. At the university. At university, as they say in other parts of the land. They don't put the university, they say at university. Y'all have to come visit me at university, okay? Because I would be, where Kathy at university? What's she doing? Getting another degree, having another class, getting another certificate. They say certificate different too. Yes, that's what I would be doing with my life, but I might do it again. I might. I might do it again. Because I do love the experience. Yep. So how did I even get there? What was I talking about? Do your due diligence and then even when things don't work out, you're still able to show up. You're still able to show up. You're still able to do the thing. And so I was able to still show up and allow, and be available for the Holy Spirit to use me, for Papa to use me, for the participants to be blessed beyond measure, and for me to be blessed. It was just a wonderful exchange, absolutely wonderful experience and exchange. I'm grateful to Papa for how he does what he does. But I promise you, I ain't had no manuscript. I did not have my information with me. I was just like, how is this possible that it is not in my notes? But I relaxed and I reflected for a quick moment. And I'm like, a couple of things happened. Like, this wasn't normal from the beginning, Catherine. It wasn't normal. Your whole approach towards it was not normal. And I was pondering the whole time, because I get in a certain flow when I'm creating content, I'm creating learning experiences. I get in a different flow. And I never got in that flow. And I was like, what is this? But I was okay. I just stayed relaxed. I stayed extremely relaxed in the process. Even though I wasn't moving in my normal way, I just like, okay. And then when I did, I don't know, did I force myself to move in my normal way? Anyway, when I got there, I did my thing and prepared. And Papa was like, nope, that ain't what I want. Okay. All right. So, can you relax when things don't work out the way that you think they're supposed to? Because getting anxious and all bent out of shape is not going to be helpful. If you still got to show up, if you still got to do something, it's not going to be helpful to get bent out of shape. It's not going to be helpful to be anxious. It's not going to be helpful to say, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, why didn't, if only I had. It's not going to be helpful. It's going to hinder. Because my first thought was, oh my God, I got to run home and get my computer. It wasn't no time. It was 5 minutes before showtime. There was no time. And then I was going to be anxious. I was going to be in traffic. All the things. It wasn't worth it. Do what you do. Show up. Make space. Hold space. Be you. And give them what you got. It'll be enough. All right, beloved. We probably at time. We are. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. At the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished. You and I gave up the right to not be amazing. You don't have the right to not be amazing. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.